So let's enter into the second part of our discussion on polymers. Here we will learn about determination of molecular weights of the polymer. So in this part, we will see what is meant by average molecular weight and what are the different ways of finding this average molecular weight in case of a polymeric material. So molecular weights of polymers is very essential to determine because many physical properties they are dependent on the molecular weights of the polymer. For example, the transition temperature. So when the polymeric material is converted from liquid to waxy material to rubber or solidifies, this temperature is dependent upon the molecular weight of the various polymers. Similarly, the mechanical properties like stiffness, hardness, toughness, brittleness, elasticity, viscosity, the strength of the polymer is also dependent upon the molar mass of the polymeric material. If the molecular weight is low, the transition temperature is low, and also the mechanical properties are not suitable for any commercial applications. So that is why this molar mass is very significant. So molar mass of a polymer is not unique like our other chemical molecules. For example, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, they have fixed molecular mass. But for a polymeric material, this molar mass is not a fixed quantity. It may differ depending upon the different polymeric chains. So there are different chains of different length, and hence the monomer weight of the monomer that will decide the distribution of molecular weights during the polymerization processes. So therefore, it is called as average molecular weight and not the molecular weight like other chemical molecules. So let us see the first type of molecular weight for polymers. It is known as number average molar mass. So this molar mass is based on the properties which are sensitive to only number of molecules which are present. It is not influenced by the size of the molecules in a mixture. So we know that the properties which are dependent on the number of molecules are known as colligative properties like osmotic pressure or boiling point elevations or depression in freezing point. So molar mass distribution is not a continuous function. It has some discrete values based on the length of the chain of the polymer molecules and the molecular weight of each monomer unit. So you can see the distribution is of these molar masses. If you plot it, we get it in a bell-shaped form. Okay. So based on that, the three different molecular weights we can define in today's session. One is known as Mn bar, that is number average molecular weight. Okay. Second is known as weight average molecular weight, Mw bar, and third one is known as Z average molecular weight, Mz bar. So we'll see how we arrive at these formulae which are written over here, and you can see how these different weights for the same polymer may have different values. Okay, say Mn bar is affected by the small molecules which are present, Mw bar which is affected by the heavier molecules, and so on. So let's see in detail each one of them. So moving on to the first average molecular weight, that is number average molecular weight. Now in this case, as we can see, let us consider Ni be the number of polymers having molar mass Mi. Okay, then the total weight of this polymer will be given by the sum of Ni into Mi. So Ni is the number of polymers having molar mass Mi. So each one of them will have the total weight as NiMi, and then sum of all that will be given by summation of NiMi. So total number of such polymer molecules will be how much? Summation of Ni. Okay. And hence the number average molecular weight is defined as Mn bar is equal to total weight upon the total number of polymers. So total number of polymers is summation of Ni. Total weight of all these polymers is summation of NiMi, and this fraction Ni upon summation of Ni is called as number fraction. Okay, and in terms of number fraction, we can define this number average molecular weight Mn bar as summation of Xi into Mi. So here to remember is we consider the total number of polymer molecules with summation Ni in the denominator. Now if we compare this, what is the significance of number average molecular weight? Okay, so we can look at these. Number average molecular weight, as we have seen, is a arithmetic mean. Is like a arithmetic mean. Okay, it is independent of molecular size, but its value are sensitive to small molecules. More the small molecules, summation Ni will increase, correct? So values are sensitive to small molecules which are present in the mixture. And since it is dependent on number of molecules, it can be determined using a suitable colligative property. So these are the characteristics of number average molar mass for a polymer. Next type of average molecular weight is called as weight average molecular weight. Now in weight average molecular weight, let us consider the properties which depend not only on the number of polymer molecules but also on the size or weight of each polymer molecule. Okay. So the property like light scattering, you have seen the Tyndall effect. So more is the turbid the solution, more is the scattering of light. That means it depends upon the number of the dust particles as well as size of the dust particles. So the light scattering is affected. So similarly, we can use the light scattering property to determine the weight average molecular weight. So this is larger than the number average molecular weight. Second characteristic is, in this case, in the number average, we have seen smaller molecules, they affect the number average molecular weight, but here heavier molecules. So here the weight of each polymer molecule is important, and here heavier molecules of the polymer segment are more important. So they will influence the weight average molecular weight. So what is the formula for weight average molecular weight? Let us see how do we evaluate the weight average molecule. Okay. So here comes the derivation for the weight average molecular weight. Now in this case, as you can see, to derive the weight average molar mass, the total number of polymers Ni in the number average molecular weight is now replaced with weight of the polymer. So in the weight average molecular weight, emphasis is given on weight of the polymer molecule having molar mass Mi. So weight of the polymer, we understood that it is a product of number of molecules into its molar mass. So Ni, Mi. Okay. So Mn bar is summation of Ni, Mi upon summation of Ni. So if you replace this Ni with Ni, Mi, we get the formula for Mw bar as summation of Ni, Mi into Mi upon summation of Ni, Mi. Okay. So here the difference is this. So we have replaced this Ni with Ni, Mi, which is the weight of the polymer. So now Ni, Mi into Mi. So Mi, so this becomes Ni, Mi square upon summation of Ni, Mi. But we know that summation of Ni, Mi is what? So it will be the fraction, weight fraction. So this is the total weight of the polymer. This is the weight of one polymer unit, Ni, Mi. So number of polymeric units having molar mass Mi upon all the polymeric units having N1, M1, N2, M2, N3, M3 and so on. So that is the summation of Ni, Mi. So this is known as weight fraction. So just like number fraction, in this case it is weight fraction. So if you replace this summation Ni, Mi upon sigma Ni, Mi, you get the molecular weight average, molecular weight as summation of Wi, Mi. Alternatively, we can also write it as summation of Ni, Mi square upon summation of Wi. That is also possible. Okay. So all Wi's will be summed and we can write it over here. Okay. So this is how we can find the weight, average molecular weight for a polymer. Then there are less frequently used two more average molecular weight. One is known as viscosity average and other is known as SAID average molecular weight. We will see how viscometry is used to determine the viscosity average molecular weight. But right now you just remember the formula mv bar. It is represented mv bar summation of Ni, Mi raised to 1 by alpha upon summation of Ni, Mi. So herein alpha is a factor which can be determined from viscosity. You can use the viscosity to determine this alpha as the constant from Markov-Vink equation. So for this we use Markov-Vink equation to determine this mv bar. And Z average molecular weight is obtained as summation of Ni, Mi cube upon summation of Ni, Mi square. Okay. And then once you know all these molecular weights, different types of molecular weights, we determine this interesting index known as polydispersity index, which is nothing but a ratio of weight average molecular weight upon number average molecular weight. Now, interestingly, if you want to find out whether the polymeric material is monodisperse like a natural polymer, then the PDI, the polydispersity index, will be 1. And if it is polydispersed, the PDI will be greater than 1. So they are known as synthetic polymers, and then this will be natural polymers. Okay. So in our next class, we will see the solution of these. We will solve more problems based on these average molecular weights. So for the time being, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, do contact me. Bye-bye.